opinion. This is my house, and you don't pay a single bill, and you don't have a fucking opinion.
Today we're screening Ghost Song, which takes us to the streets of Houston, where drugs, violence, economic disparity, and moments of insanity all collide.
And then the next thing I knew, I pulled my baby out myself. I had my 1-year-old child sitting next to me, and she looked at me like, what the hell is going on right now?
So you like what you see?
At one point, the French filmmaker described Houston as a moist hell.
It's like Sodom and Gomorrah.
I think this film is just really dope. Stick around after and we'll talk to the filmmaker. Directed by Nicolas Peduzzi, here's Ghost Song.
Man, let's get the fuck out of here, dude, quick. Okay, that's not a cop. I thought it was, bro. I thought that dude, my boy saw that fucking car and he thought it was a cop. So where are you, though? Because, look, I'll come to you, bro, but, like, you gotta understand, the fucking cops are everywhere. I literally just almost got fucking popped by the law. I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna have to probably pay me double it. All right, fine, I'm coming in. All right, let's go. Don't run over these people. Okay, all right, I'm on my way. Send me the address. I'll be there. Slow down, slow down, slow down. I'll be there. I'll be there. This is the realest H-Town song. And look at us at the fucking Greyhound station, and the McDonald's, and the Hurricane. Everybody still's here living like normal. Selling crack, buying crack, sleeping on the street.
I'm draped up and dripped out, know what I'm talking about. 3 in the morning, getting the cat out the stash spot. Buy up a fat sweet, turning on the bulb light. Hand on the wood grain, ass on the tight right. Showing naked ass in the great state of Texas. Home of the players, so it never be no plexus. So long we've been waiting, never ever hating. In Houston we elbows, in Cali they dating. So 1996, you hoes better duck, because the world gon' drip candy, be all screwed up. Just pop in your breaker set, turn up your fucking deck, lend me your ear because the south side been a wreck. Dying here with smoke tree, then let the world see true hidden talent like Screw and Lil Kiki. Ain't no love for haters and you busted dick suckers. On the south side we stand paid, motherfucker.
Lil Kiki, Big Troy, you know what I'm saying? The Big Pokey, you know what I'm saying? Al Deep, my little brother, screwed up clique, what's up, Big House? You know what I'm saying? That KK, it's going down, you know what I'm saying? Lil Kiki, gone, tell them what time it is.
It's time to lay them down like a fresh set of dominoes. To all the players, all the pimps, all the bitches, and all the hoes. Who's the man? Who's the boss? Who's the nigga that makes the house?
You don't even know about this because you haven't even seen me in so long, bro. I had a girl that I was in love with, man. That love was so strong, we decided we were gonna have a baby together within a couple months, right? And then, whenever she actually got pregnant, she decided she didn't want it. She didn't want to be with me. She's making me fall asleep one day with my hand on her stomach, telling me that I'm gonna be the best dad in the world. And then the next fucking day, she's out, ignoring my phone calls, 5 months she waited before she had an abortion. It destroyed my life. I started doing drugs. I started doing the fucking oxycodone. I'm paying $200 a day just to feel normal because of what this woman with my child inside of her, she let me have a thought that I had a chance to save this child. So now I'm selling cocaine instead of fucking running a club. I'm selling drugs to make a living because I literally have to spend $200 a day to feel normal because I'll get physically ill if I don't. Ask you, like, since you work here, like bro to bro.
I can tell you what goes on here stays here.
So Chantel is she's the love of my life, man.
Big booty Chantel?
Yeah. You think she's with somebody else? Been with people that she, like, cares about?
Oh, a personal life? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's something between y'all two.
I don't want to know, but I need to know, you know?
When you got on my live, that's what I was doing. I ain't gonna eat a lot. Once you get away from everybody, you see when you fail that, that's your come up. No bullshit. Man, listen, it's a little girl who working, she going to medical school. She like 20 years old. This like this most intelligent person I've met in the last 10 years. And like that's a strong compliment. She said, you're not supposed to be nobody's karma. I'm putting that shit on the shirt. You ain't supposed to be nobody's karma. Nigga, I was just past gas karma. He really get mad every time I come in the kitchen saying, oh, so? Nah, man, you good. Come on, man, you good on me. Every time I get in the kitchen, it's a family club, though. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I don't care what, like, no other club in the city. Like, they be popping with that. Hey, I got it. Sometimes they gotta bump their head. It's okay, though. I ain't just letting nobody else know, baby, to tell the truth. And I'ma be hitting you, nigga, no problem, and walk from through. Guess you ain't know how I do. How we be getting it though, how we finessing these doors.
how you finally came. You really do like you trying to play hard to get.
I just wanted to see what you had going on. I wanted to see what you was about, where your mind was. I knew there was more to you than just tattoos and curly hair and bright eyes. In a grill.
So you like what you see?
It's alright. I sing better.
Oh, you sing better.
But I'm not really into materialistic things. This doesn't impress me. You impress me.
I rap, but you probably know that. But I do a lot of other stuff too. I like art. I like to go to the movies. Like, I love watching movies. I could probably name every movie. So what do you do for a living?
Well, I have my own business. I do eyelash extensions.
Okay.
So I make my own money. You know that I have a child. It's my baby. And I love him to death.
When can I meet him?
Where are you going to take us?
Where you want to go? The aquarium?
What about swimming?
Sound like a date.
I know how you do things, how you do other girls. I understand that. I get it. But I'm just not that girl, though.
I'm not on that type of time.
I'm pretty sure you said that 100 times.
Well, I'm gonna show you that. And you just different. I see you and I go the other way because I know I gotta come at you a certain way. And I waited till I was ready to come at you. And I'm glad I did.
From the first time I saw you, I just knew it was something more than just a handsome face like yours. I knew you had a background, a story. So we will be seeing each other more than you think.
We got a lot of inspiration over people's music because our music's so different. Screw is like when you got a song and you slow it down like 5 times with its normal speed and it's going slow and you chop it. Then like with the codeine from methazine, the drink being so popular in Houston, it spread to other cities. Now every song you hear somebody talking about pouring lean, Future talk about it in his songs. They said right, everybody talk about pouring lean, sipping drink. They got that from the city, from Houston. That's from my hood. It drinks like liquor, but it slow you down. You know, everybody got their own little stuff they like to do. You know what I'm saying? I guess it do inspire people. That's just like when Jimi Hendrix probably did a drug. He played good on the guitar. Certain drugs influence people. They just how they go. So maybe if I smoke me a sweet one day, I might be inspired to be on a chill mode song. If I sip me some lean, maybe I'll be real chill. Like, it's just, you know what I'm saying? I can't say that drugs affect how you do your music, because if you're a good artist, you're a hard worker, it all come hard work. I've been rapping since I was 9 years old. I was about 13 and we lost my partner Stunner Bands where I got this shirt right here. We was all about the same age. You know what I'm saying? It was at a club on Leland Street downtown called 2020. He was outside and he got shot in the head. I got a song called Renegade when I was like, bam, died, we lost our innocence. And other people's eyes is all them people just out there wilding and just beefing with each other, but it's not like that. We also gotta protect ourselves. And you gotta realize once certain lines is crossed, it ain't no going back. It just ghetto shit, man. I give my R&B blood dripping in too. Tell them send the both up so I can have that shit straight on my phone. You hear me, Tessa? Get my own be good, drip email so I can have them shit straight to my phone too.
Man, it's funny how these streets cause you might leave these streets, but they don't leave you. And you might feed these streets, but they don't feed you.
See, this is a story of my life. I went from hell to that jail. I kept on running out until they locked me with no bail. When they got me with no emo, got shot when I was locked. When my little pilot struck out, they ran them off the block and said I'm home now. Stacking up my bread like I'm on now. Bad bitches see me, they like, boy, you get grown now. I'm grown now. Calling on my mobile phone. I'm tripping out that mobile home. How we good with doing all this bad when we know it's wrong? Killers moving silent. The drugs and the violence. My little nigga sniffing powder. That powder got him wild. Trying to kill something. Slide up on that hoverboard and drill some. Take a nigga meal from. Feel like he got a meal. Something money is the moral. I could've, then I sold it. Good drugs, that shit they get a nigga black roll.
Man, it's funny how these funny go these streets. You might need these streets, but they don't need you. And you might feed these streets, but they don't feed you.
Look that way, it's a whole hurricane out there. We ain't getting rid of it
Man, it's funny how these streets. Bankroll a crib, get my dog, my dog. I got you sliding, nobody else, y'all let me just tell the truth. And I'ma be hitting it, thinking about it, then walk on through. Guess you ain't know how it go. How we be getting that dough, how we finessing these hoes. Have them short selling they soul.
Hey, I'm in the gang right there. Hey, that gang right there, man. Hey, that gang right there. You see how you doing that? That gang right there.
So I guess I ain't know how it go. How we be getting that dough, how we finessing these
High school. Because of her arrest record, the Houston Police Officers Union came out against her and other rappers. They said because of gang affiliation, the rappers should not be allowed to perform in front of young, impressionable minds with violent and lewd lyrics. OMB Bloodbath joins us here on the fact that that's a scary-ass name, first of all.
It's so crazy because the name don't even, it comes from a movie. Malibu's Most Wanted, when they're like, don't do a bloodbath. So it's, you know, people take what they want to take from stuff.
So when you heard the Houston Police Officers Union stands against you saying they should never be allowed, you should never be allowed to perform in front of young people, your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on it is wrong. It's defamation of character, like the way they painted me on the news. You would swear I was in jail for murder or something.
Where the fuck am I?
That come from the same place that I come from, that need to know that somebody like them can make it and be successful.
Oh, man. Look, man, I'm out of my meds, and I need something close to it, and I'm thinking some Xan. You don't move for less than 300? Are you serious, man? Dude, we were friends once upon a time, you know. coming, man? Hey, man, are you coming? I'm in a bad way, dude. I feel sick. Sir, do you have a soul? Can you fix my soul? Do you have time? Do you sell time, sir? I'd like some more. I would like a whole lot more time so that I could not make so many mistakes.
Who's Lucifer? Who is Lucifer? No, because I just want to know who he is. It's a badass name, Lucifer. I just want to know what his name is. Like, what is he about, you know?
That's a good question.
I'm just wondering, you know? Baldwin, stars, planes, lights, moon, water, people. My finger, crooked finger, weird finger. I want to study the African American culture. I want to learn about it for some reason. It's interesting. Then I want to talk to Martin Luther King, and I want to ask him, like, what was your dream? Like, what was he about? Like, what happened to him?
He was like the figurehead of the civil rights movement, man. Trying to make sure that everybody gets treated equal.
Like, these people, the black people are cool with me. I told them, hey, thank you for sticking by me. Thank you for not beating me up. Thank you for letting me be a white piece of shit with my mind. Because my mind's always disgusting. Like, I have a problem with the N-word, and it just... What? When I come down off coke, I say the N-word. I don't mean to, because it's not a good word to say. It's really not. It's a disgusting, degrading...
When you're aware it's the wrong thing.
I know it is, but I don't mean to. It just happens, and it's nothing that I want in my mind. It's not something that I like, you know? It's not something that I wish upon myself.
Great job, Sergeant. Thank you very much. Abby.
There's potential as we go through the next several days. Now, this is going to move into an environment where conditions are more favorable, and there we could have a hurricane as well.
Like, I really don't want to be stuck in the middle of a storm when my baby comes. And so I called 911. We couldn't get a hold of anyone. And I told them, like, going into labor right now, I need you guys to send an ambulance. And they were like, well, we have other emergency responders and they're dealing with emergencies. And so I said, okay, so I just have one question for you. At what point do you consider this an emergency? Like, while I'm in labor? After I deliver the child? Like, everything was flooded. And they were like, we can't get you to your hospital. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna accept that answer. I'm gonna swim to the hospital if I have to. And then the next thing I knew, I pulled my baby out myself. I had my 1-year-old child sitting next to me, and she looked at me like, what the hell is going on right now?
My old man, he was an oil man. He was working in oil when I was a toddler. And they gave me antipsychotics and meth, amphetamines, Ritalin, because they thought I was ADHD. They continued to give me fucking drugs until I was 18, and I said, I'm not fucking doing this anymore, man. I don't even know who I am without the drugs. And guess what is a fucking side effect of amphetamine salts? Craving cocaine. Guess what came into my life when I was 19 as a homeless person after my dad threw me out in the street?
I was ADD too, and I was in that same experimental phase. They fucked us up.
Yeah.
They overdosed us, they underdosed us.
I would have been better off without a dad.
You know what my real dad did? I just found out that I have a brother that I don't know about. I just found out last year. He's 25 years old. So that means that he kept him, and he never ever looked back and came back for me. I'm 31. Fuck that motherfucker. Fuck your dad. Fuck my dad. Fuck them. You're your own man now. You're sober for 3 years?
Yeah, man.
That's fucking... Do you know how impossible that is? You were at the bar with me earlier tonight, and you didn't fucking hesitate once to have a drink. You put a fucking drink near me, I'm gonna drink it. You put a needle in front of my face, I'm gonna stick it in my fucking arm. Look, the things that happened to you growing up were not right. You are a great man. Give me a fucking real hug. You're a good man. You're not your father. You are not your fucking father.
Two aspiring rappers executed. Now, one of them had a troubled past, but apparently was trying to turn his life around by mentoring children.
It had all the makings of a hit. According to police, the killers came up behind the Mercedes he was sitting in and opened up.
Multiple gunshots, multiple casings on the ground.
Police say there's good surveillance video. There were guns in the car, but they never stood a chance. The killers slipped away into the darkness. Kenny Lou had a long felony record and was a known gang member. But as his rap career gained traction, he was trying to slip away from street life. He recently performed in several local schools in his attempts to mentor students. He was trying to go from bad example to role model through his music.
You still can do good, even though you have a past or you may have a bad past or anything, it's never too late to change your life.
But his past may have finally caught up with him this morning. Maybe Kenny Lou's violent death can teach the lesson he was trying to when he was alive. That gang life and street life can lead to heartache and death.
Hey, you ready to start? Hey, y'all, let's back up real quick. Y'all know the rules. Get in, get that body heat, you know what I'm saying? We all family. Get that body heat. And if niggas sit still, they need to go to the car. So we finna bust out our back. Fuck is I saying, kid? How many chase gang niggas till you find out they took you for a hoe? They took you for a hoe. And how many niggas did you fuck till you find out they bitch was a hoe?
Whoa, spoot up on a nigga. The nigga played, then I pulled up on a nigga. If the bitch ain't down, then the bitch can't be around. Bitch, you know you next to just a trash, you a clown. Hey, I'm somewhere where the thugs at. Hey, where them niggas selling drugs at? Hey, I've been like this since a rug. Hey, I heard that rich from the hood and you can't come back. Dumb shit with my dumb niggas. How many times you let them treat you like a hoe, nigga? Nigga slept you in your shit, you let it go, nigga. You ain't ride, you ain't slide, you ain't retaliate. All the shit you can say in my face.
Hey, you young niggas, hey, you young niggas with them guns, y'all don't pull them out by me. I'm on 4 bones. You feel me?
I say, you know what it is, nigga? I'm ready to scoot up gang, nigga. We scoot for them nigga twos out the booth, nigga. Scoot up on a nigga, put a nigga on the news, nigga. Y'all know what the scope is, nigga. Y'all know what the scope is. Fuck out the window, nigga. Fuck nigga talking about, nigga. Stand over gang, nigga. Fill them up, nigga. Yeah, nigga. We ain't stopping till your mama got tears, nigga.
How many chase gang niggas till you find out they took you for a hoe? How many niggas did you fuck till you find out they bitch was a hoe?
I'm sitting in the family room and I'm watching cartoons. And I spill a glass of milk and my father drunkenly comes in and he's like, I'm cleaning up your messes! I did not have an easy life, man. Despite what everybody thinks when they see my parents' house, when they see all these things that somewhat in their mind resemble wealth, It was like being trapped in a golden cage of madness. It's like you see this beautiful shell, you see this beautiful exterior, but it's like fucking war, man. It's like war, dude. It's like walking into my father's house, it's like getting ready to be in a fucking knife fight, dude. You don't have an opinion. This is my house, and you don't pay a single bill, and you don't have a fucking opinion. You understand that? You're never gonna be anything but a fucking homeless person. You might as well go and get your shopping cart right now. I'm fucking ashamed to have you as a son. You fucking... It's like, you wanna be the baddest or how, Will? You're just the baddest. You're just the baddest fucking aren't you, Will? You wanna be the baddest? Well, you know what, Will? There's a nigger out there that's badder than you are. Why don't you just fucking kill yourself, Will? Huh? Why don't you just fucking kill yourself? Why don't you just do it already? Just walk out into the street, Will. My father has blue eyes. And to this day, I don't trust people with blue eyes. He is this person that did that stuff to me. When I see that color blue eye, it's like I'm afraid of them.
Say what you do to me, you gotta prove to me this shit amusing me. Usually hard to be choosing me, I'm losing me, they don't be rude to me. I start me at that very last bar. Usually hard to be choosing me, they get that losing me, they don't be rude to me. You can hear me? Alright, so I'm making a song for the ladies. Do I need can I call them hoes? If they shaking their head, could be king call them hoes. So I think I should call them hoes. Usually all these hoes get they loot to me, never ain't rude to me. Alright, come on. Usually all me getting brutally. Yeah, say what you do to me, you gotta prove to me this shit amusing me. Ay, usually all these hoes get they loot to me, never ain't rude to me. Ay, go. Say what you do to me, you gotta prove to me this shit amusing me. Usually all of these hoes get they loot to me, never ain't rude to me. Fuck that little bitch and I go, that's the thing in that loon. Fucking that bitch and I go, when I go get that though, that's the thing in that loon. Alright, come on. Brutally, yeah. Say what you do to me, you gotta prove to me this shit amusing me. Usually all of these hoes get they loot to me, never ain't rude to me.
Do that one more time.
Alright. Selling them nickel packs, bunch of gorillas and silverbacks. If we want it, we take it, won't get it back. Straight out the paint where it really is. Could give a fuck if you feeling it. They talk about sale, I pop the trunk, get the pumping and done to the ceiling crack. Nigga be thinking they cool with me, come to my hood and they can't write that jewelry. Young nigga ready to do it, you know they stupid, you know what they do. No matter they red or they blue, if they bloody or groovy, you know they gon' scoop me. Still on the block with the words, skirt the verb. Prove to me that shit amusing me. Usually all of these hoes get they loot to me, never ain't rude to me. Fuck the little bitch and I go straight to the door. That's that wing and that loo in me. Alright, let me do one of these. I wonder what training files look like. This is files in the no, please. No, please. I know I've been through a lot of shit. Lou been through a lot of shit. In my mind, it was like, how can somebody go through all this shit and not make it? You know what I'm saying? It just didn't make sense to me. Like, how could you lose your daddy, lose two of your partners? Just all this shit you losing, bro, and you finally buzzing in the city to where people go, man, the men will go inside of a school and the kids will come out the bleachers tackling them like they love him. You know what I'm saying? How could you do all that and not make it? It didn't make sense to me, so it hurt me to even listen to his music. It took me a minute to even want to get in the studio because I didn't see a point. I was like, this shit ain't making sense no more, you know what I'm saying? But
after that, like, I had to get in my head, like, if I don't do it, who gonna do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta do it for both of us now, like, you know what I'm saying? So we had did a show at a high school and at a middle school, and the laws put us on the news basically saying, like, we gang members, we shouldn't be performing at people's school and all that. So me and this nigga made the news together, like, we just been through so much shit together for that, it just to end like that, you know what I'm saying? But, like, you see, I'm still gonna put it in their face, you know what I'm saying? Nothing changed, same program. We schooling today.
Hey, Alistair, well, we are beginning to see just the very initial feeder bands of this storm moving through the area. Gusts of wind at times making the trees behind me dance. We've seen a steady rain, though, that's going to intensify. The worst expected in the overnight hours here. And the National Weather Service is already forecasting that we could see 32 inches of rain in this area over the next several days. So the burst of wind is going to be dramatic. It's going to cause some problems, but the storm's going to linger once it gets over land, and it's that rain that could be the biggest issue.
President left the White House saying he's briefed and stands ready to...
If I were God, I would be pissed off too. You got all these people walking around, just blatantly out in the open, defying God's commandments. It's like Sodom and Gomorrah out here, man. I mean, look at this. This is excessive Tower of Babel type bullshit. You know, look all around. You see luxury lights. These people don't worship God, they worship themselves. I see humans, but no humanity. There's a reason this storm is coming. You have all these people on this side of town that are rich, they're wealthy. You know, what does the book says? It says it's easier for a camel to get through an eye of a needle than for a rich man to get into heaven. And you know why that is? Because in order to be a rich person, unless somehow you just worked extraordinarily hard and you came up with a genius idea, you really have to screw a lot of people over. You really have to try really hard, and you have to sacrifice your humanity to be somebody that has more than others and is okay with having more than others. And what is even the point of having more than others, man? What's the point of, having millions of dollars, billions of dollars, if you can't take it with you when you die? It's just ego. Maybe you can give it away. Money is the root of all evil, and the darkness keeps the lights on. The darkness keeps the lights on.
Okay, so let's clear the air. You got this thing in your head about this money that your dad had her. And the only thing on this earth, monetarily, hopefully for you, will come from me. Your dad didn't have anything when he died. They had him send some papers. I don't know if he even knew what he was doing. He was so intoxicated. So don't ever accuse me of taking anything from your father, because I had spent my entire life propping your father up. He was my brother. I loved him like I love you.
I don't know if I buy that, Uncle D.
Why?
I mean, he had an empire. I haven't had any help.
Oh, really? Really? How'd you get through school?
You're a fucking liar, David.
Really? How'd you get through school?
What do you mean, how did I get through
How'd you get
school?
this-
I never fucking finished college. What do you mean, how the fuck did I get through school? I went for a year and that was it.
You've been in and out of rehab. Who do you think pays for that shit?
Pop died, and then the whole family swooped in and took everything. And then I got left out on the street with pupkas. You know what I think is? I think he made me sole heir to everything because I am sole heir because I'm his only fucking son. And then I think the family decided it was a good opportunity since he had so many brothers and sisters, and since the man spent half his fucking life trying to make me and my mother look insane, that it was easy already for y'all to come in and say, you know what, he's fucking insane. He can't take care of himself, and just fucking kick me out of the picture like yesterday's fucking garbage. Throw me out like the fucking garbage you say that I am because you say my mother's white trash, and you just hide behind this thin veil of I'm a good guy doing the right thing, being the martyr. But in reality, I'm the person that's suffering.
I made him promise, I told you this before, that I'd take care of you. And you stretch it to what I have to take care of him. But I have faith that there's something of the blood that goes through my veins with you and that screwed up head of yours to fucking focus on something. So I'm gonna get you a suit, I'm gonna get you some respectable shoes, a couple of shirts, a place to live, and you're gonna report to the office Monday morning.
Catholic church, but I always sang in the choir. I was more of a Baptist boy. That's why I guess I really ended up with.
Well, I'm not used to
getting a bit
being
older,
strung out, but I ain't used to
being shouted out.
Shouted out. But I've been shadowed for so long. I ain't had a friend, I've been down and gone. Seems like the devil is walking by every time I look into your eyes.
Well, you've been in the shadows.
Yeah, you're in the
shadows. You've been in the shadows. With them
lying, 'cause you're so mean.
No, your ass hurts, that's why.
And you're a bastard.
That too.
And I am too. Well, that takes one to know one, and that's probably why we're both blue.
Let me do. Oh yeah, you've been living in the shadows. That's all fucking true. He's up there. Oh, you've been living in the shadows. Ain't no denying that too. It's all them priests and them nuns and the little boys that's been shadowing you too.
Let's focus on that.
So get out of the church, 'cause you know it hurts. Come on home.
Where were you
belong.
when I was dying, laying in my shallow grave?
I was giving you KY into your motherfucking
Where were
name.
you when I was dying, laying in my shallow grave?
Trying to revive you with an EMS drug that night.
If you knew what I've seen,
I'd fucking kill you and bury you tonight.
do not want
There ain't no in between.
I bet you'd be there only if you could.
You know it was there. You
Where
know
were
it was.
you when I was dying, laying in my shallow grave?
I was giving you a hand, you fucking punk ass bitch. And that's a fucking real deal, baby. You want the truth? Your daddy had the show.
Going, you cannot be saved.
Yeah, that's what I feel about you. You can't be saved. But I was giving you that hand when you was in
You're
there.
all just bastards, liars, and snakes.
Talk about them priests and them fucking nerds and them snakes.
Where were you when I was dying, laying in my shallow grave.
I was young,
Where were
trying to
you
save.
when I was poor with an outstretched hand? Nowhere to be found, nowhere to be found, nowhere to be found, to be found, to be found, nowhere to be found, nowhere to be found. Where were you when I was dying? You were nowhere to be found.
Well, you know I had the hounds. You know I had all over town. You know I searched everywhere, all over this town. That's why you're at my doorstep now, crying your bullshit songs, trying to make me look like I've done something wrong.
No, it doesn't matter what you owe. The only debt that matters is what you owe to God.
Wake up, boy, get on your knees. And I ain't talking about no blowjob, please. Wake up. God knows all.
Where were you when I was dying, laying in my shallow grave?
I was the one that was trying to fucking save.
Where were you when I was crying and did not have a friend?
I was at the hospital fucking giving you a hand and getting a fucking traction on your fucking aim. You fucking delusional kid.
Nowhere to be found, nowhere to be found, nowhere to be found, to be found, to be found, nowhere to be found, to be found.
So I guess the only thing there is left is I need to give you away.
Gulf Coast of Texas. When it comes ashore late tomorrow or early Saturday, it could be the first major hurricane to hit the U.S. in 12 years, with winds over 125 miles an hour. Storm surges and as much as 30 inches of rain could bring what the National Weather Service calls life-threatening floods. Watches and warnings are posted up and down the coast. Texas Governor Greg Abbott issued a disaster declaration in 30 counties. And gasoline prices surged to a 3-week high.
Fuck it, I'm finna spit some balls again. What you saying? Nah, for real, man. Y'all ain't shit, no, I ain't shit. Y'all know me.
Stop playing with us.
She's great drop. Yeah. She is a fan, so I had to pull up. Get your picture or something? Yeah. What's going on? Hello. Man, they're shooting the movies. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, Google.
See, okay, Google. That was
Good. Okay. You got Google.
I'll take it for y'all. You want a selfie?
It's good shit, man. I want to think motherfucking weird, man. Riley, get your bitch ass up to sleep.
Wow.
This is so crazy. I'm just blushed out. Oh my goodness. Nah, it's good, man. I appreciate it. All right, appreciate it. Y'all be safe out here, too. I love Houston. I love everything about Houston. That's where I get my inspiration from, right here, the concrete, the streets.
The song came on, View came on. They say, man, let me jam this, that, man. I said, what you mean? That blah, blah. They're like, you know what I say? Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, real talk, yeah. You know what I mean? They love you. They love you all over. You know what I mean? They're going to love, the world is going to love you. You have it. You know what I'm saying? You know. I gotta chase it. That's how I live. I ain't gonna lie. I can't even say the L clean and crisp. It might be some musty-ass L, but I love the L. It's just home. No place like home. Certified. Yeah. Certified. You know what I'm talking about? Certified.
Catch me on the back end.
Yo. So heavy, my brain ain't getting no more jail calls. Waiting on that mail call. Feeling like I failed y'all. Can never be too honest about the shit that I might tell y'all. Cause I done been through hell and prevailed, dawg.
Don't know why they hating, they seeing me make it. It feel like I waited forever. But I stay patient, I know she was shaking, get better. The pain was just making me clever. I'm just praying the Lord came and help us. So happy my mama done got it together. Baby, I'm proud of you. All of them battles, you. All of them days we was stuck in that shelter. Just to be honest, just seeing you smile is the best. And you know what the odds are giving me. When I got shot, I couldn't do no crying, no stressing. I know that the girl trying to test me. Hoping I don't see no fraud in my nigga. You know that I do it all for my nigga. Tuesday I miss you, just call it nigga. Missing the days I would buy all my niggas. A lot of my niggas got lost in the system. I'm trying to get millions so I can go get them. And all you new niggas, you know I don't feel them. You say that you do, but don't know how I'm feeling. My life is a new nigga. I ain't trying to lose. And they need a free crew cause they got my boy hidden. Trying to keep cool, but I'm packing it to it. Equal to cool, not the roof, I just feel it. Going through it so bad. My mind every day. Now I'm trying to get me a bag. Niggas then I get my way. Yeah.
I don't know, baby. I wish you could come see me more.
I'm trying, man.
I hate when I'm trying to call you and you don't pick up the phone.
I be
like, can I just hear my child's voice? Just want to know she breathing. That's all. So tell me what you're trying to do with your life. Come on now.
I'm trying to get some money.
I'm trying to get some money. You can go work a 9 to 5.
Nah, I don't want to get working on 9 to 5. Work a 9 to 5 so they can record me and put me on Twitter and Instagram. But we had fell out, y'all.
Oh, see, you can't worry about what other people think.
Nah, that's real though. You can't. I can't fall off.
Okay.
That's called falling off. It's either. Well, remember when P Diddy asked Biggie, you either gotta pick one.
Oh, Biggie.
You gotta pick one.
Rest in peace. But where are you trying to take?
We taking it worldwide.
You got jokes?
Nah, I'm for real. We taking it. You see what we taking it? We taking it worldwide. This shit out the country now.
I'm saying you taking it worldwide to get money. You taking it worldwide for a message for people.
I'm saying you already know what you know.
I don't. You gotta tell me.
I'm just saying. You gotta get the money to change stuff. You can have all the messages in the world. People don't want to hear no broke nigga with no message. He's just out there on the corner today. Y'all like, how you gonna tell somebody something you ain't leading by example?
Because maybe they telling you something that you need to know.
For one, I'm already telling people the right way. I'm a leader already, natural born leader. But I'm just saying, though, like, I gotta get some money so I could get my people out of what's going on.
How you know your people want to come out?
They do. Shit, the ones that want to come, gonna come, and the ones who don't, shit, they gonna have to stay. They gonna have to.
They gonna stay in the bird box.
They gonna be right now. They gonna be like, what's his name on the side of Titanic on that little piece of wood?
Oh, that's cool.
When he's holding
on the little raft.
Yeah, they gonna be floating on
the way.
Floating on under, because I can't wait on nobody. That's my problem now. I steady waiting on niggas and trying to be a good friend and a homie and all that shit, man. I got bills and kids and families and all types of shit. I can't be waiting on these niggas to get it together.
So you got serious about your life, sister. I'm proud of you. It's not cool. Baby, okay, if you show me that phone one more time.
After I got shot, I was so angry at that time, and I was just like, I want somebody to hurt, like how I'm hurting, you know what I'm saying? But I want a motherfucker to see me shine. Like, I don't want to kill you. I want you to see me elevate and get bigger and bigger. As far as the gang shit, like I done lost over 20 close friends, like real close friends, you know what I'm saying? And you don't know what the next nigga done did. Oh, that's your brother, that's your little bro. You don't know what that nigga just did an hour ago that might reflect on you. You know what I'm saying? Just because y'all from the same hood. And it's crazy because you can say, hey man, I'm grown, man. I ain't participating in this shit, and the motherfucker has forced you to participate just from pushing you to that limit. You know what I'm saying? Even though you don't want to be on that type of shit.
You know what, Alex? I saw this. Don't show me that shit. I say you keep playing with God.
I'm for real.
Yeah.
This shit is for real.
Playing with God if you want to.
Kenny Lou was a crib. I'm a blood. But the whole time I was recovering, he was coming over there helping me cook and clean and shit because I couldn't walk. Damn, I really almost died. Like, and I'm really still here. Like, so I gotta make it for both of us now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So.
But when my baby was shot, I don't know, it was scary to me. You know, I'm like, this is the second time my baby been shot. Like, goddamn, just stay out of the hood, baby. Just stay out of the goddamn hood. Just this other shit out in the world to see and do. It's like you limit yourself when you just like, all I can do is the ghetto. No, and you know that now. You know it's a whole nother world out there. If nothing else, just keep doing music. Make it more and more and more. And it's like, you do it, baby. And I'm so proud of you. Just roll with the punches and stand strong, and you get up every day. Thank you, Lord, I'm alive. This is a good day, even if it's bad.
Place like America.
Lost a friend. And his name was Johnny. And he was a good guy. He and I played a lot of music together growing up. Got shot dead on the street. He was my friend. He was a wonderful guy. He had a good heart. I think his only cardinal sin that he was born with bipolar. He's a great musician. So that's what it's like in Houston. Don't let it get you down. There's no such thing as justice in this town. So Johnny died, and he was probably 28 years old. And I'm not sure that any person shed a single tear for him. Even his father didn't want him to come play music outside the shop because he was afraid that the people at work might know that that was his homeless son playing music on the street corners. I don't think he got enough love. Now he's dead. It doesn't matter. This city has claimed a lot of lives. A lot. Mostly artists. It's not a place to live if you're not a cutthroat.
It's not a place to be if you want to be free.
Houston, Texas. Oil, sex, alcohol, and drugs. And most of the time at the same time. That is your king. There is no God. There is no God in this place. Thank you, America. Thank you. And everything else, all of the energy created, this all flows to the rest of the world.
Why are you in the dark? The car following me. I couldn't see what kind of car it was because they had their lights on, but I know they was following me because they was on my ass the whole time. Every turn that I made, they made. I know they were following me.
So are you sure that they were following you?
So I know what I seen. You always trying to make it seem like I'm crazy or something.
How many people in the car? Did they have on face masks?
I don't know how many people was in the car. I just know they was on my ass. You always thinking I'm tripping or something like.
I can't opt out of my responsibilities because you don't want to go home. We have a child.
I'd rather him be safe.
I'd rather you be reasonable.
How am I not being reasonable when I'm trying to keep y'all safe?
I'm not staying in a hotel room when we have a whole apartment. Baby, you promised me we weren't gonna live like this.
Yeah, like I got control over it or something. Like I'm trying. Like you know what's going on out here. You know I gotta move a certain way. Like I can't slip up no more. Like it's not Grand Theft Auto when you don't got no extra chances. Once you get hit, it's it. Like I done got shot. That shit still hurting me every day. I got a whole bullet in my back. I can't even relax how I want to. Like this shit real life. Like I can't sit here and play out here and let a nigga catch me sleeping because I wasn't thinking. I wasn't 10 steps ahead. That's stupid, man.
And maybe you're just paranoid.
Maybe I am. Maybe I need to be. Maybe more people need to be paranoid and more people will be alive.
Who lives like that?
Shit.
What, you gonna stay here and never go outside? Get your stuff and let's go.
Say you can go.
Get your stuff and let's go.
You
Get your stuff and let's go. Or I'm leaving without you because I'm not doing this. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Well, it has changed, and it is bigger, and it is now a hurricane. And it could become the first.
I'm going, it's a bug.
That ain't no bug. Alex, come on, stop being so damn dramatic. You're the one who wants to stay here.
But it's a bug.
Okay, well, oh, it is. Oh my God, I see his leg. Go, put it outside. Go shake it out. That is a bug. We cannot stay in this hotel room.
Yeah, we can't stay.
We can't stay here. Oh my God.
Let me record it so you know.
Oh my God, is that a bed bug? No. No. Alice, come on. I'm ready to fucking go. We steady sitting here chilling with this damn bug. We need to get the fuck up out of here, please. If you see one, you know how many is hiding under all this shit? You know how bed bugs work. Come on, don't try to act.
Go find them and count them.
It's just the most.
Is that all your stuff?
Yeah.
Alright, come on, put it in the bag.
Do you have everything?
I'll tell you this. That's something that I've always admired about people. Like people that could just get up and leave. Like I've never had the courage. And I tell them every time I meet somebody that comes here and they just came here to get away, or the best way for you to get away from all this shit is to go somewhere else and try something new. And do it while you have the chance, you know?
It just feels like a ghost town to me, and I'm a ghost, but other people that are gone, they're ghosts to me too, you know? And I don't want to live in a ghost town, man. You know? I'm not the only person here, man, and it's like if I'm haunting places then I'm the ghost, man, and I don't want to be the ghost, man. I want to be alive, and I don't feel alive here. I feel like I'm just going through the motions. Nothing about this place makes me feel alive, Nate. When I was young and when I was playing music and I was out there on the stage and there were people to play for, to hear my music, I felt alive. And now that all my friends are dead and have gone and have left, and the people that I love are becoming increasingly further away, I don't feel alive, man. I feel dead.
Is urgent and distressing. This is a very, very bad scenario for us here. Hurricane intensifying rapidly, expected to slam into Texas as a Category 3.
We are going to, in the strongest possible terms, encourage the residents in the low-lying areas, as they say, get out of Dodge.
Harvey will be Beaumont to San Antonio and Dallas to New Orleans. The preparations tonight are urgent.
This is getting more and more serious.
So today, from Paris, France, we have Nicolas Peduzzi, the director of Ghost Song. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me here.
Tell me about your background as a filmmaker.
I started actually here in New York. I study mostly theater at the Susan Batson studio. It was a very underground theater studio that we used to work at night, like all night, and try to do play. And but at the same time, always like directing. So I was shooting my own short movies with friends. It was very unconventional the way I study film because I never did radio school. I started to do some NYU stuff, but then I dropped because you had to watch movie all day and they tell you how to do movie. I thought I could do that by myself.
And it's a lot of theory and not actually filmmaking.
Yes.
This is the realest H-Town song. And look at us at the fucking Greyhound station, in the McDonald's, in the hurricane. Everybody's still here living like normal. Selling crack, buying crack, sleeping on the street.
I'm draped up and dripped out, know what I'm talking about.
It's an interesting place. I have family in Houston as well.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what it is about Houston, but I remember I was driving with my cousin late at night. I can't remember where exactly we were, and like Ghetto Boys was on the radio, on the local radio station, and we were going on an on-ramp onto the highway, and there was like a crusty punk girl on the side hitchhiking with a dog, and she had a sign that just said anywhere. like I need to escape. When I watched your film, I thought of that woman, the idea of wanting to escape, but Houston has some soul as well. It's an interesting place.
There's a lot of contradictions in Houston. They have like these very unique, interesting underground artists. At the same time, it's very conservative. Can be very racist. You can be in a neighborhood and it's like all white. And you think the city is like that, but then you go to African American neighborhood and it's like a completely different vibe. But it's like segregated, and you can feel it with the highways, like they separate everything, like all the neighborhoods.
You live in France, and you have the kind of Les Banlieues Rouges, like in films like Lion that came out way back in the day. Like, how do you compare what you saw in the Third Ward and the rich white people in Houston, they're in the segregation there, with what you have in Paris?
And for me, like it's a different story. We have like colonization in France, so it was like you don't see it. In America, it's in your face. But it's still, for a lot of people in France, it's still a struggle. I mean, I go to some neighborhood in Paris, it's like only white completely. They don't know what's going on out. We have this crazy guy, Zemmour, in France that's running for president. A lot of people love him, so it's the
direction that France is going in is disconcerting.
It's very, very, very. It's crazy. I mean, these guys want Muslim kids to change their name, and
they're shutting down mosques and they're doing all kinds of things there.
A lot of people, you see his rallies full of people. I mean, we were judging Americans who have Trump. But now we're like this.
How we good with doing all this bad when we know it's wrong? Killers moving silent, the drugs and the violence.
So how does a Frenchman end up in Houston, Texas?
Yeah, that's very weird. I fell in love with a girl like maybe when we were 20s, so I was very young, and she was from Houston, Texas, and very original girl coming from this very conservative background, but completely free and marginalized by her family. So I decided to do a movie about her. It was my first movie. It was called Southern Belle. So I lived a bit in Houston, like a few months back and forth, and I met her family. Will, that is her cousin, is in the movie. And through Will, I then met Bloodbath and the Third Ward of Houston. Third Ward is interesting because it's in the center of Houston. It's like those old houses, look like a bit like a country. You're in the middle of the city. The third ward is like a neighborhood that historically in hip hop is very important because it influenced a lot of people today. It was a nest for like great artists like DJ Screw, Big Hawk, Lil Kiki. I mean, a lot of those guys. Even George Floyd was a rapper and was Big Floyd. His name was singing in. Was part of the DJ Screw team.
OMB Bloodbath wrote an article in Billboard about how George Floyd was her uncle and mentor.
Yeah, I talked to her right after George Floyd, hurricane happened. And she was very, very touched. She barely couldn't talk about it because she was raised by George Floyd. I don't know if he was her blood uncle, but was.
But he played a big role in her life.
Yeah, a huge role.
When she was growing up.
Yeah, in her life, in the music, and was a very positive figure for her. Like always, like writing her messages about like how great she was doing in the music to keep going. Yeah, it was like a protector in a way, like in a good way. She could barely talk about it. She was extremely shocked. So I decided not to put that in the movie because I felt it was not paying respect to what she wanted.
It just feels like a ghost town to me, and I'm a ghost, but other people that are gone, they're ghosts to me too, And I don't want to live in a ghost town, man. I'm not the only person here, man, and it's like if I'm haunting places then I'm the ghost, man, and I don't want to be the ghost, man. I want to be alive, and I don't feel alive here. I feel like I'm just going through the motions.
The theme of ghosts runs through the film. The title, and towards the end of the film, Will is talking about ghosts and I don't want to be a ghost. Can you speak to that a little bit?
For me, it was like a way of talking about the ghosts of the past. Like we all have like our own ghosts, and I felt it was very strong, and that's what touched me. That's why I felt in love with Alex, Will, and Nate, because they had these ghosts that was the past that was still like coming back at them. Alex from the gang war. Lost a lot of people, and she was trying to deal with these ghosts, And also the past of what she did came back to her. We tried to escape it, but it always come back in a way, And that for me was the ghost, symbolical ghost.
I was about 13 and we lost my partner Stunner Bands, where I got this shirt right here. We was all about the same age, you know what I'm saying? It was at a club on Leland Street downtown called 2020. He was outside and he got shot in the head. I got a song called Renegade when I was like, bam, died, we lost our innocence. And other people's eyes is all them people just out there wilding and just beefing with each other, but it's not like that. We also gotta protect ourselves. And you gotta realize once certain lines is crossed, it ain't no going back. It just ghetto shit, man.
I met Alex when I was filming my first movie, Southern Belle, and Will was in the car with us. And we approached a gas station in the third ward, actually. And there were like a bunch of kids like listening to music, singing. And as a naive European, I approached the gas station. I was with my Italian friend who's a DP. So we started to film, and then I had these kids coming, and one of the kids did that with the gun at the camera. So I was like, okay, let's get out of here. And then it was Bloodbath, Alex.
It was Bloodbath who gave with the gun. Oh, wow.
And she told me, okay, can you do a video clip for me? I was like, no, I can't because I'm doing my other movie. But at that point, we exchanged numbers. She understood I was from Paris, so she was a bit fascinated by the French thing.
She's like, why is there a Frenchman with a camera in the third ward? Yeah.
She actually picked us. She called me the day after and she was like, come to my neighborhood. I was a bit freaked out because I didn't know anything then. But I decided to go. I was curious, and then she opened up, really, and she showed me her grandmother's house, the neighbor. She talked to me about the friend that she lost. She talked to me about her life, the music, you know, the hope. And then, that we start to exchange and become kind of, you know, friend in a way. So then 2 years passed, and then I decided to shoot Ghost Song. She was post-traumatic, I don't know if it's in English.
PTSD, post-traumatic
Yeah, she was
stress
PTSD
disorder.
because she got shot 2 times. She lost a lot of people. So at that point, she was a different person. I mean, she was in studio rehearsing, completely out of the gang.
But she was also your kind of pass into the neighborhood.
Yeah, she was my pass. She protected us, you know.
That's why people opened up to you.
Yeah.
They're on the street, they're partying.
Yeah.
And they're like cool with the weird European guy with the camera.
Yeah. We were very transparent with each other. She told me what she wanted to say. And if she had any problems, she would not talk about. So yeah, it was, the key was like, you know, to talk about stuff and like be open.
Who you with? You by yourself? What are you doing? Why are you in the dark? The car following me. I couldn't see what kind of car it was because they had their lights on, but I know they was following me because they was on my ass the whole time. Every turn that I make, they made. I know they were following me.
So are you sure that they were following you?
I know what I seen. You always trying to make it seem like I'm crazy or something.
How many people were in the car? Did they have on face
don't-
masks?
I don't know how many people was in the car. I just know they was on my ass. You always thinking I'm tripping or something like.
I can't opt out of my responsibilities because you don't want to go home. We have a child.
I'd rather him be safe.
I'd rather you be reasonable.
How am I not being reasonable when I'm trying to keep y'all safe?
It was always complicated with movement because she would go to a restaurant and be very paranoid about someone, walking in the kitchen and texting some guy from the other crew that would say, oh, Bloodbath is here. So it was always very tricky.
When she's hiding in the hotel?
Yeah, when she's hiding in the hotel, that was part of her life. I mean, she would go back to her girlfriend's house and people will follow her, or she will think that people follow her.
Were they actually following her, or was it paranoia?
It was paranoia, but you know, it happened so many times that...
After you've been shot, like she still had the trauma.
That's what she said. She said, maybe I'm paranoid, but more people should be paranoid because they will still be alive.
She seemed really comfortable with you in front of the camera.
Yeah, she was, yeah.
I remember reading something online on a music site because I didn't know about OMB Bloodbath until I watched your film. And I was like, oh, let me check her out. And I saw that she released an EP. But there was something about a court case where she got charged with, I'll say like, not racketeering, but something, and like conspiracy for murder. I can't remember exactly what the charges were, but where in the timeline did that happen? After the film or before?
This thing happened right after we filmed. She had the ankle monitor, and she was accused of murder conspiracy and being head of a gang. She had the ankle monitor before the pandemic, so she's been like in house arrest for like 2.5 years now.
What was the relationship between Will and Nate?
So Will and Nate, they grew up in the same neighborhood. Will was had struggled with addiction at some point. And Nate and him was hanging out, and then they stopped hanging out. When Will was clean, he had to struggle with medication. So he had to ask Nate a little help, and that was...
So that's who he was calling. He was calling Nate when he was like, and Nate was saying, I don't move for less than 300. Drugs is something I do want to talk about because we mentioned, you know, kind of lean as being part of the culture, or not part of the culture, but prevalent in the Third Ward at that time. And I'm not sure how much it is today, but it probably exists. And then Nate is addicted to oxys, you know, $200 a day habit. Will needs meds. We're not 100% sure what he needs. So he's like, I think just get me Xanax because I can't get my other meds. So is that just because of the characters that you chose, or was it, you know, prevalent, you know, around in those scenes where you were filming?
It's very much present in the culture. I mean, Will and Nate talk about that on the bridge. They say, look, at 8 years old, they gave me Adderall because I was ADHD, and Nate happened to have the same thing, and he said that that makes you an addict very young, you know, and your brain gets used to that substance, to feeling better, and that's a very strong way of making people like a generation of drug addicts.
Was it eye-opening for you when you were filming in the Third Ward and then crossing over into the rich white neighborhoods and seeing the segregation that exists in America?
I felt that it was really like in Houston, that really like you have two completely separate dimensions. I mean, at the beginning I wanted to, this movie, Ghost Song, I wanted to go back and film more, to have like, you know, the people meet or something like that, something maybe a bit, you know, expected. But I realized, hey man, it's not like that. They never cross, you know. They're on the same highway, they have the same life, they have the same ghosts, the same trauma, they're marginalized in the same way. Very similar, the rejection, I mean, and the way they want to be artists, they want to express the sorrow and hence the music.
When I got shot, I couldn't do no crying, no stressing. I know that the girl trying to test me. Hoping I don't see no fraud in my nigga. You know that I do it all for my nigga. Twisted, I miss it, just call it nigga. Missing the days, I would buy my nigga. A lot of my niggas got lost in the system. I'm trying to get millions so I can go get them. And all you new niggas, you know I don't feel them. You say it you do, but don't know how I'm feeling. My life is a new nigga, I ain't trying to lose. And they need a free crew, cause they got my boy hidden. Trying to keep cool, but I'm packing it to it. Just cool, not the roof, I just feel it. Going through it so bad.
I watched the film not realizing you were French. and then when I got to the end and I saw all the credits in French and you know that it was like a French production,
yeah,
French financing. I've interviewed a lot of documentary filmmakers now, and a lot of them are trying to, you know, decolonize documentary filmmaking.
Yeah.
Meaning, oh, this naive European going and filming people in the Third Ward, like they're like exotic and weird or whatever. You know, like have people said anything to you?
Actually, not, because I didn't want to do a thing about the Third World or the white neighborhood, or you know, it was not just only about America or the Third World or Will. It was something more about our lives now and the way we are in terms of civilization. And those guys that are, you see them like that, they seem like from a very completely different background, different story and everything, but we're all like, in a way, marginalized and rejected, you know. And in some things that I saw in Bloodbath, I felt it in myself. Something that I saw in Will, I felt it myself when I was younger, like the rejection stuff. It's deeper than that for me, than just. But I hear the thing about decolonization, but I feel of course you have to be very careful about that as a documentarist. I believe also that being from something completely different, a completely different background, you can have a point of view that's interesting, you know, about stuff and different. And some people that maybe are forgotten, you can see it in a different way and be fascinated by them. I don't see that as something always bad.
Hey, Alistair, well, we are beginning to see just the very initial feeder bands of the storm moving through the area, gusts of wind at times making the trees behind me dance. We've seen a steady rain, though, that's going to intensify. The worst expected in the overnight hours here, and the National Weather Service is already forecasting that we could see 32 inches of rain in this area over the next several days. So the burst of wind is going to be dramatic. It's going to cause some problems, but the storm's going to linger once it gets over land, and it's that rain that could be the biggest issue.
The Hurricane Harvey subplot in the film, it builds, but it also arrived as the themes got really heavy as Will is talking about his friend who played music on the corner and he doesn't want to live this life anymore, and it did feel a little apocalyptic.
In a way, yeah. Houston for me was like, I was fascinated by that, and I think also cinema or documentary can allow us to show the darkness of some place. For example, it was funny because Will told me that the Dalai Lama came to Houston once, and he said, "Oh my God, this place is so dark. I have to go away from it." So there's something really dark, you know. There's the oil, there's all of that in Houston. It felt like the city of the devil in a way. So that was something that was fascinating me in a way.
I felt kind of theme of hopelessness in the film, and I'm not sure if that was your intent to capture that or not. What did you want the audience to take away from this film after watching it?
I didn't want to explain to people what they were seeing, you know, like, oh, I want you to feel that hurricane is the end of the world or the end of our society, but to let open to interpretation. But I think if there is a little bit of hope, I think it's what I see. Maybe I'm dark, so maybe I can see the hope in that, but what I see is that, like for example, the battle scene with Will and his uncle, they express hope with their singing and they sublimize. I mean, they enhance their trauma, and for me, that's it's a little hope.
I bet you'd be there only if you could.
You know I was there.
Where were you when I was dying, laying in my shallow grave?
I was giving you a hand, you fucking punk ass bitch. And that's a fucking real deal, baby. You want the truth? Your daddy had the show.
Going, you cannot be saved.
Yeah, that's what I feel about you. You can't be saved.
Yeah, I wanted to blur the line between fiction and reality. So I saw, actually, when I was hanging out with Will, I saw him doing that with a girlfriend. They had a fight, and they were singing their fight in a way of enhancing, you know, their fight. And so we tried that with Will and his uncle. It was like almost something they did. You had the feeling they were doing every day, so it worked perfectly.
Where were you when I was dying? You were nowhere to be found.
Well, you know I had the hounds. You know I had all over town. You know I searched everywhere, all over this town. That's why you're at my doorstep now, crying your bullshit song. Trying to make me look like I've done something wrong.
No, it doesn't matter what you owe. The only debt that matters is what you owe to God.
Wake up, boy, get on your knees. And I ain't talking about no blowjob, please. Wake up. God knows all.
Where were you when I was dying, laying in my shallow grave?
I was the one that was trying to fucking save.
Where were you when I was crying and did not have a friend?
I was at the hospital fucking giving you a hand and getting a fucking traction on your fucking aim. You fucking delusional kid.
Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. To be found. To be found. Nowhere to be found. To be found.
So I guess the only thing there is left is I need to give you away.
It was like a battle.
But was it a real fight?
It's complicated because it's you have a camera basically, so you never know if it's a real fight or if it's also a theatralization of yourself because you have the camera in front of your face, so you can't really forget that it's here. So yeah, they were fighting, but at the same time, I feel they were playing.
How much of it did you stage or script?
Let's say it was like doing theater and improvising. It was like an impro. And some real anger feeling came out about the family and they decided to sing it.
So everything else is real. The tension with his uncle believes that he was looking after Will, that Will is not being responsible, and
yeah.
Will's father having passed away. And
yeah, most of the things are real, but some of the thing in the movie, like the hurricane, for example, it didn't happen
at that time.
That's something that I want to put. That's where I want to work the fiction into the documentary. I really like to try more and more to blur the line between reality and fiction and confuse the audience in a way.
But you did have footage of Nate walking in heavy rains, but that wasn't a hurricane?
That wasn't a hurricane.
Right. And who are your influences as a filmmaker? You've been compared to Harmony Korine and Roberto Minervini, you know, in this kind of hybrid documentary style. You take that as a compliment, or
yeah,
are you
yeah, very much, of course. Yeah. The first time I felt in love with that kind of filming, hybrid, in between documentary and fiction, it was when I watched the Battle of Algeria by Pontecorvo, and that was I was like,
classic.
Yeah, and that's when I wanted to film like real people, because this movie blew me away, and it's very different from my movie, completely nothing to do with that, but the way you use like real people and also fictionalize their life, but it's real life. I mean, all of that mixed together. That's what I love about them. It's like they are bigger than fiction. It's a bit cliche to say that, but they're like, you never know if they act, if it's real. As a European guy, they make me think of many movies that I watched when I was a kid. And so I never know if American culture is inspired by the thing that they watch, or the thing that or the TV show that they watch is inspired by the American culture. You know, there's something like that. It's always in between. That for me, it's fascinating, I guess.
The film opened at the Cannes Acid section. What is Acid? That is the
Acid section is like it's very independent films. You know that you don't have a distributor, so they help you with that. They want movies that are challenging the way of doing movie today. They're not looking for like the amazing film that they're looking for way of doing movies that are a bit different, that are a bit risky, that maybe not everybody's gonna like, that challenge something. And so I think I really loved L'acide before. And my movie peaked there. I used to go to watch their movie because they always offer something interesting, a point of view that is different.
How did it play to the international audiences there?
We did the opening. The place was, full with a lot of people. Some people reacted very well to the movie. Others hated the movie. I guess it's a movie that either you like or you hate.
It's polarizing.
Yeah, it's a bit polarizing. A lot of people liked the movie. They picked the movie on the opening at L'acide, but some of the people that are in documentaries, they have a way of seeing stuff that is very formal. They have like an idea of what the documentary should look like. So they were a bit deranged by this fiction, non-fiction thing. What do you do? What you're trying to do exactly? Why the character doesn't meet.
So what do you say to the kind of Puritans of the documentary world?
Yeah, that was the word I was looking for, Puritan. Yeah.
Right. So what do you say to the Puritans in the documentary world who say that this isn't a documentary?
I say that they're lying to themselves. Because when you have a camera in front of someone, you're never going to film someone and faking that the camera doesn't exist. It's always there. And why not trying to play with it, a little bit. And I think at the end of the day, it's documentary, but it's cinema. And I'm being a bit rough because I like a lot of documentaries that are like classical and I love it. But that's not my way of doing it. A bit like I dropped school when I was 14, so I'm not, how do you say, a good student. So I'm sorry about that.
Cool. 3 shots to your dome. I say, peeping in the window. Month of September, riding foreign car in the winter. I got to do it for the summertime.
because I'm just a pimp in my own rhyme. I'm living a life of crime, I'm flipping a dime, I'm moving 9. You know I got a grill in my mouth and every day it shines. I got the buffet nice. These niggas want me cause I got the what cheaper price on the dope. My red beam has a scope. I'm coming through and I'm taking a shower with some Chris soap. Got to smell good, I got to have a fragrance, cause them hoes love me. Them hoes wanna stay because I'm just black as a tire. And you know I come through and inquire. Hoes wanna lie, never smoke fry. Got to be a G to the day that I die. Put me in my grave, never been a slave. Headed to the gold box and drank from the day. What's up, Big Troy? That's my big boy. Riding down the slab in my candy red toy. Looking so good, represent my hood. 8100 block of window, me and Hersheywood. What about Northdale across the tracks? What about the leans? Hell yeah, they got my back. Biden's gonna shoot them, we gon' recruit them. Pass on DA and we on a 3-piece suit. Put them in a casket, business got drastic. Got a house and it's wrapped in some plastic. Weighing 28, that's a bunch of weight. I got to set it straight, I got my name on my pay. Keep peeping, never ever sleeping. Thinking on the serve and I got to keep creeping. Behind the tent, got to stay bent. Almost lost my house because I forgot to pay my rent. Paid it yesterday, smoked the killer hay. The Lord wasn't gonna bless me if I didn't pray. So I done it again, my skin is my sin. Only thing I knew in life was what trying to win. Come up on the corner, I was a legend. To the game of crack, Lil Kiki start legend. Put my hand across my chest and I made a wish. When I get older, I'ma eat a shrimp dish. Eat on the boat, ride candy coat. I got to come through gargling every day with scope in my throat. I'm looking good, I'm rolling with that L. I'm hollering at Hersheywood, what's up, Big Sam? All them boys real, ride bumper grill. Northside can't handle if I got loaded steel. Busting on the cracker, trying to take me. L-I to the L. A to the E, to the K, to the E, that's me. Why can't they see? I'm a G. Riding with the 1 to the 3 and tell me. Looking in the mirror. When I come through on the grain, I got the steer the grain, causing pain. Gallons of cane, going the same. Stain in the brain, nice corn, piece of change. I'm looking good, I got to make it across. A nigga like me, I'm popping a trunk, I'm using no airplane false. I got to use better, Candida got weather. Wrote 4 pages of stick, I had to write a long letter. Make him stay paid, houses living laid. I got a big butler and a busted ass maid. Fucking me on the cool, breaking the golden rule. A nigga like me, I live on the back door and jump in the pool.